Hey guys, welcome to 3if by Land. We made it back from beautiful, warm, sunny Arizona, and now we're back at the Jellystone campground and we've got a mess. Our tent has taken on water. We just had a hailstorm. If you watched us living here last year, you notice that you'll remember that we had a tent and a whole bunch of belongings destroyed in a huge hailstorm and flood that came through here. This one's not as bad, but our tent is underwater. Our gazebo tent took in water. Our tent here has taken in water. So we are in the process of gathering some dry clothing out of there, and we are going to get a hotel tonight. We're going to secure this place and come back in daylight tomorrow. It's going to rain all night long is the forecast. We already have water in the tent. There's water under the tent. There's a lot of electrical lines all around here, and last thing we want to be doing is sleeping in a puddle of water that gets charged. So we've unplugged our stuff, but there's other stuff around here there's just a lot of standing water and a lot of things that could potentially charge that water. So no risk for us tonight. We are going to gather our stuff and we're gonna track down a hotel. I mean, we're already like in pajamas, so it is what it is. This is one of the things that makes it tough when you're camping somewhere and you know severe weather, hail, thunderstorms are coming your way, but we can't move our trailer. We are stuck here. It's not like we could just say, hey, we got 4 days of bad weather coming, we'll just drive away. We've done that before in Utah. We've left really bad weather and found another great place to camp. That's not an option here. So we got to get moving. How's it going, baby?
Good. I'm packed.
You're getting your clothes?
Is Bailey?
Yeah, she's up in her tent grabbing stuff. I moved all of this stuff away from the water area. I got all my stuff, all my clothes up off of the floor.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do the same.
So if you're new to 3if by Land, we normally don't live in a ground tent. It's a big, long story. Our tow vehicle is in the shop getting worked on, so we're stuck.
Deja vu.
All right, we got a hotel. Yay. But we are safe, we're warm, we're dry. Well, the hotel was great last night. We slept great. We haven't felt like going back to Larkspur to clean up the mess, so we headed to the mountains instead. We got lunch at our favorite smokehouse, Scooters, up in Georgetown. And now we're on Granilla Pass, which is a beautiful mountain pass. And look what we came across with all of the rain and hail and probably snow up at the peak of this, but look at this right here. We're at the top of Granilla Pass. It's light snow, and you can hear, what do they call it? Thunder snow? Snow thunder?
Snow thunder.
Thunder snow. Either way, it's snowing, and you hear like some cloud to cloud thunder going off all through the mountains, echoing around. It really sounds cool, kind of a little bit eerie, but it's so beautiful up here. We are right at like the tree line. There's a couple small trees, but man, it is beautiful.
Mm-hmm. It's very pretty. All right, we just got back to the campground. There's a little break in the weather. So we're gonna try to move the tent. Right in this area right here was kind of like a gully and it was just collecting water. So we're gonna try to move it over out of that. So hopefully it doesn't end up sitting in rain because there's another huge wave of thunderstorms coming through. I think we're probably gonna get another hotel tonight just because it was so bad last night. I think we're gonna do the same thing tonight. So.
Okay, we got the tent moved. It's in its new place. It's all staked down. We've taken some extra measures to make it a little stronger in the wind. The one problem we have is, I mean, you can see behind me, the rain fly doesn't go to the ground. So we weren't using that middle tie down. We were tying it straight down, which made it a little more wind vulnerable, but it kept so much of that 35 degree wind from blowing in here. But it is what it is. So we've tied those out further to make it a little stronger in the wind. Back at the Jellystone. we ran over to Safeway. They had a sale. Our friends called us up and said, hey, there's a sale on steaks at the Safeway. So we got a bunch of steaks and threw in some chicken too. At these prices on groceries today, you got to take advantage when you have opportunity. So Natalie and I were just talking. We stayed in, where did we stay in?
Lone Tree.
In Lone Tree, which is off of I-25, kind of west of Parker, Colorado. Then we did some shopping in Castle Rock, and then we got here. This place is an absolute anomaly.
Yes.
It's sun shining everywhere in Colorado, except right here.
Which you could see. We were coming down the road. I'm like, there's a big black cloud sitting over the Jellystone. How can that be?
It's always here, right here. This place is an anomaly.
There was no breeze in Castle Rock. None.
No, it was nice, warm,
Very
sunshine.
nice. And here it's dark and
Here it's-
cold and windy.
Throw on the jackets, get ready, because it's going to start to hail soon, probably. Well, as planned, the rain has hit. Oh! Lightning is getting close. We got to get into the Jeep. I'm going to close this awning up.
Okay, well,
Yeah. I'll bring it on around. You know, rain is one thing, lightning's another thing. Especially after, if you haven't checked out our video when we were on the Gulf Coast of South Florida, over in the Naples area, we went kayaking. Beautiful spot. We went to this secluded beach. Check that video out. And then we'll have some nice, calm water for us to keep heading south. Man, guys, we have had some seriously close strikes. We're moving south down the beach. We left our kayaks up north. We're trying to get to the backside of this storm. You know, we know Florida weather enough that typically the lightning's on the front side of a storm. Man, like, make the hair stand up on your arms right before the strike. So you know they were like right on us. There was no pause, there was no delay. It was just lightning and the crash. We thought we were gonna die in the lightning on that kayak. We were just out on this deserted beach. The tallest thing on the island was a couple trees and us.
Yeah.
And we were just, it was a scary moment. So we're extra lightning cautious these days.
I used to never think anything of lightning. Now, it's different.
It's different. All right, good morning. It's beautiful today. We're done with the all-day rain and hailstorm that lasted for what, 3 days, Natalie?
Yes, 3 days.
3 rough days. But now we're getting stuff done this morning. Bailey's doing some schoolwork, Natalie's doing some work, and my project today, first project at least, is to finish my heater ductwork up inside the trailer. I'm going to get all this done and then put the shielding back over it, but get it all set up so it's 100% ready to roll. I got the Truma Combi kicked on and I'm testing it to see, want to make sure we don't get any restricted ducts, error or an error code, any error codes that come out. Right now we got nice warm air coming out of the iCamper side, same thing coming out of the Bush Company tent side. So this is putting out so much hot air. This is the best it has flowed since we installed all of this. I mean, it is just, it's a tremendous amount of air. It's awesome. Good morning. It's a cold, rainy day from camp today. And it looks like it's going to stay that way all day?
All day. I think our high is 54 today.
It was cold last night sleeping in this Coleman tent. It was breezy, really humid, and it was just a cold night. But this morning, we're having warm coffee. So we got to head east, and soon. So we're going to go through, obviously through Colorado that we're in. Going to go through Oklahoma. We found some Natalie found some really cool places to camp in Oklahoma. Then we go into Arkansas, which is a state we really love, and we want to spend more time there. Then we're heading into Tennessee, probably Kentucky some.
Maybe North Carolina.
North Carolina maybe so as well, right?
Mountains in North Carolina.
Yeah, the mountains in North Carolina. So we're kind of mapping out all of this course.
So we just got an order from Lava Box. We ordered just some new accessories to go with the Lava Box we already owned. So I thought we would open this box up and show you what all we just got.
And if you watched our video while we were at Overland Expo in Arizona, that's where all this came from. And we have our friend Josh, oh, you're gonna like this part right here. We have our friend Josh that owns Lava Box, and
sure that fits in the trailer?
I'm gonna make it fit. So we wanted to get some of his accessories for the stuff we already have, so here we go, pull that guy out. Handcrafted pieces made to last generations.
Put your glasses on.
Yeah, dude.
All right, you might be wondering why we bought this. Seeing as how we have a scuttle and a disco.
Yep.
I hate the disco.
You can't hate the disco.
I hate the cooking surface of the disco.
Don't hate it yet, because we don't know that this is going to work.
It's going to work. It's going to be beautiful. This thing, it's enamel coated.
Yeah, this is
non-stick, except that everything sticks to it.
This is the iCamper enamel coated disco.
I'm not trying to hate on iCamper, because I love our iCamper tent. But that thing I don't like.
The squawk is noticeably bigger. It's made of carbon steel. And we already cook with carbon steel on our skillets. Skillets?
Yeah.
And we really like it.
Which we don't use too much at camping, unfortunately.
But we really like it.
But I do really like them.
So we just need to season this. But let's go see. We're going to run over to the tripod, the iCamper tripod, and see if this works. Because if it doesn't work, then you've made a bad choice, Natalie. Put that on. Is it going to stay?
It's perfect. I mean,
sure?
I get it. You could knock it off. But yes. It sits on the points. It doesn't sit on the fire.
Do we need to unfold the burner?
I don't think so. We could.
It might give it a little more contact. Let's unfold the burner and see. Because these have little grips on them.
I like it.
It touches a little. All right, so let's give it a good test. Let's say it's, I mean, I think it's going to be good, right?
I like it. You're going to have to, I don't know. You have to be careful not to knock you bump into the scuttle, it's going to tip over.
Well, and if you
hit any of that.
Yeah, if you kick the leg, it's going to go over. They're all things you need to be careful
I
of.
like this.
So one thing you can always do, I think this isn't going to really get that hot. So you could always, if you got to really scrape something. Oh, and one thing too. On the iCamper Disco, you really shouldn't use metal. On this, we can use metal all day long. Once it's seasoned, easy to clean.
Yeah. I'm excited about
Loving it?
Love it.
All right, guys, we're down at Fabrication in Colorado Springs. Wanted to show you what we got done on the H3. Let's see, where do we want to even start? There's a lot. Let's start inside here. Okay, so first things first, here in the engine compartment, this is the dual pass radiator that we had on here before. We have kept that one on. We were going to go with the ECP entropy radiator. Randy convinced us that this is a better radiator by far. So that's what we've decided to go with. We'll take his expertise. And so we've moved it forward. I think it's 1.5 inches it's moved forward. So we've had to cut into this body brace here and move the radiator forward into it and then re-put this brace over it to strengthen this area again. In addition, there is a fan shroud that Randy built for it. This fan shroud, it's all insulated around it. And this creates that draw, that suction for the radiator. Then down in here we have the severe duty fan clutch. So we've gone back to a mechanical fan. And this is the severe duty one that a lot of you guys have said you got to go to this one. Don't just get the stock one because this one's better. Perfect, we got it. Couldn't find the OEM fan blade, but we got a Dorman, which is made to be just like the OEM. So that's all done. So, and it looks really cool. I think it looks like kind of old drag race custom radiator build thing. So across the front, bang up my knees here. Okay, across the front, the intercooler is no longer up here in front anymore. It just radiates heat, it blocks airflow. That had to go. So here we got this stainless screening because this is a modified Thor parts bumper, and what they had back in there just didn't fit, and it was very restrictive. It had holes in it for airflow, but it's very restrictive compared to this. So we got this stainless screen that's now painted black that's in here to protect any stones from hitting up here in the radiator cooling system. And the intercooler is now down here. So come check this out. So Randy built another front skid or splash guard plate, threw in the intercooler back behind here, used some more of that stainless screening, and he drilled holes in here just so we could make sure we get plenty of air. And you can see it around here. Here's the intercooler. Has the fans on the front side of it. You can see, well, you can see one of those fans from here, but it's got dual fans on it. Okay, then also here we have taken off the factory non-functional plastic hood vent in quotations, and we've put in this hood vent, and now we've made it functional. So we got this, it's an aluminum hood vent. We got it powder coated black. And you can see now everywhere that it's going to breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 locations that it's going to allow just to radiate all of that heat from the engine. Now I know before we were going to, or at least one of the things we were going to do, were to put pusher fans up here in the front. Those big Chevy Volt massive CFM pushers that we were going to put in here, they don't fit. With the winch, it just doesn't fit. It would mean building a whole new bumper to get those on, and we thought let's just do it one step at a time. Let's not reinvent the wheel if we don't have to. So we did this instead. So when we're on a trail or we're in heavy traffic and it's really hot, we don't have pusher fans to kick on currently, but we have this vent that's just going to radiate tremendous amounts of heat and hopefully keep us from having any heat issues at idle or at really slow speeds, which honestly we've never really had heat issues on this at slow speeds. It's only been at highway speeds, so I think we're going to be okay there. Worst case, we have the old fans from the Entropy ECP radiator that we can always take and throw them up here on the front, and we can use those as pushers if we need to, and they're thin enough to fit behind this stainless grate that we have. In addition, down here, what we've done on each side of the radiator, what Randy has done is taken from this Thor bumper, he's added aluminum ductwork, and it goes all the way from the top to the bottom on both sides. So it's taking all of that air that before, when we changed the bumper, we lost all the ductwork from the original H3 front end, and it was allowing a lot of air to just pass around the radiator. So now that all is back again in an aluminum form, because it had to be customized because it doesn't fit, the original factory stuff doesn't fit with this bumper. But now it takes all of that air that hits from here, and it directs it all in. Same thing from this side, anything from here, it directs it all in. If it hits the front of this section of the Hummer, it's got to go through the radiator. So there's no more air escaping under. That's all been insulated and shielded. Not around the side, shielded and insulated, and nothing up over the top, same exact thing. So all of that air has to go through here. So really our only obstruction on the front is this big winch. But you can't go out there. I mean, granted, we did a lot of years without a winch, but you shouldn't be out there without a winch. So we couldn't sacrifice the winch. Let's see what else we got right over here, because this thing is really cool. The Safari knockoff snorkel that we had was for an inline 5 Hummer H3. And we knew it was a stretch putting it on a V8, and even a greater stretch putting it on a supercharged V8. It was just completely inadequate. and I think it came out really cool. This is 5-inch, enormous air intake. We got a pre-filter that's coming in today. We're going to throw it on this. It's going to be a massive pre-filter, the kind they use on the Humvees. And Humvees draw a whole lot of air. So now we're going to be able to digest a tremendous amount of air and then get this thing running even better and not have that restrictive air problem. But come take a look. This is all fabricated. Randy did it custom out of aluminum and then came up into here into a 5-inch circular pipe so we can put on the pre-filter. But I think it looks really great, and I think it's going to be really, really functional. Okay, inside on the Hummer, we are back to the original shifter. If you remember on this build, we tried the zero gravity with the built-in tap shifter on it. It would never communicate with the computer on here. Unfortunately, that was a waste of money. Whatever, that's a little bit frustrating in that they told us that product would work with this build and it did not, and there was no way to make it work. Whatever. I like this shifter better anyway. It's the original Hummer. It just looks better, it looks cool, and it's got that big, huge, beefy grip. Down right here is where the tap shifting happens. So we can shift up, we can shift down, and it's right here, easy to reach. All right, up next, we're gonna take it for a test drive, check the cooling system, check the shifting, check everything. I'm a little nervous, I gotta say. We have been at this point for several times. We've at several times been at this point. Say, all right, it should be good, let's take it and test it. Okay, so we are driving around surface streets, kind of stop and go, stop signs, traffic lights, etc. And
so we left Syker Fabrication with a cool running H3. It ran great on all types of highway driving. We tested it for several days.
Okay, we're on a real steep area. If you know this area, we're Colorado Springs heading up past Manitou Springs, and it's a lot of climbing. So we are 185 degrees. We are in 6th gear. We're climbing on a steep climb in 6th gear, which on our old transmission, the 4-speed, we would be in 3rd gear now, for sure, nursing it, trying not to be dropping down into 2nd, really.
A few days later, while getting ready for our overlanding trip to Tennessee, we noticed that it was running a little hotter than it was a few days ago. But the ambient temperature was 10 to 15 degrees warmer, so we didn't think too much of it. That was until we got into traffic. We noticed that the intake air temperature was getting hotter. It was 40, 50, 60, even 70 degrees above ambient air temperature. This created a snowball effect. As the air temp climbed, it started to drag the coolant temperature with it. While driving around town in traffic or at idle, our temps were way too high. We can only imagine what the temperatures would be while pulling our trailer up a trail on a mountain pass at single-digit miles per hour. After further testing, we concluded that the intercooler is sitting in a pocket of hot engine air, and it cannot do an adequate job of cooling the air that our V8 desperately needs. So back to the drawing board, and our overlanding trip to Tennessee and Arkansas was now in jeopardy.
Good morning. Like we planned, we are on the road heading toward Tennessee.
But not in the Hummer.
Yeah, and not in the Hummer. Ugh, we got the work done on the trailer we wanted to get done for this trip, which wasn't much. We got the work done on the Hummer for this trip, which we thought was going to be the plan, which was, yeah. So with the Hummer still running hot in like stop and go traffic and at idle, there's no way we're taking it on a road trip halfway across the country. So we are in the Jeep Gladiator. It has changed our plans. This was going to be an awesome overlanding trip, and now it's just going to be a tent camping trip. So,
which we're really bad at now. We used to be great tent campers. Now we're really bad at it.
We're terrible at it. But this morning we broke down our tent. We broke down everything. Yesterday we packed up, got ready to hit the road. So we're hitting the road now, and we're going to make some stops along the way. We got to the point where we've lost so much time on the Hummer project. Like, we're over 2.5 years now. I'm not sure exactly how much.
I don't know. It's probably 3.
Close.
It's 2.5 years since we sold our house, but we started working on the actual engine and modifications long before we sold the house.
Yep. So, that being said, that's a vehicle we really want to work for us. But if it doesn't work for what our very specific needs are, then we have to move to another vehicle. It is what it is. We just can't delay life any longer on this project. You know, we were supposed to be full-time traveling when that one back there was 10. She's now 13. So, are we going to wait another 3 years when she's 16? Then we got to buy her a rig to drive. It's snowballing out of control. Bailey, what rig would we buy for you when that time comes to travel with us?
I kind of want one of those Jeeps with those tents that pop up.
Oh, the American Safari
Yeah.
Jeep Wrangler. That's a pretty cool rig.
Yeah.
Pretty cool rig. All right, so next time you see us, we will be in a different state. All right, we made it to Topeka, Kansas, and the Gladiator didn't run hot even once, so that's a good sign. We're getting dinner going. We got a bit of traveling more to do tomorrow, and we're gonna try to find something fun to do, you know, and along the way, we're trying to do that on this whole way to Tennessee.
All right, so we are in downtown St. Louis. If you haven't guessed, we are at the Gateway Arch here. It is a national park, and it's one, Bailey's trying to check off all the national parks. She's got a little book where you put stamps. So we're gonna check this one out, and I've never been to this one. Jeff's been here, so it should be fun.
All right, we are in line, in our spot to take, they call it the tram. It's kind of like an elevator that takes you up at an angle, because it's an arch. All right, we are in the tram, they call it. It used to be called an inclinator, and it's going to take us to the top. So you can feel it level, like as you go up, and it's keeping us level following the curve. What do you think, Bailey?
I don't like these kind of things.
I think it's pretty cool.
We didn't die.
Alright, folks, car doors are closing. Alright, so what do you think? You can feel it swaying for sure,
Yeah.
right?
I'm not thinking about that.
It's really moving a lot, right?
It's really,
I'm
I'm trying not
feel
to
it
think
some.
about it.
It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah,
What do you think, Bailey?
I didn't like the tram ride up, and it's really neat being up here.
Yeah, it's really cool. Let's check out the other side now. For conversational purposes, should this be a national park? When I heard it became a national park, I thought it was odd, not bad, just
I don't know, I thought so too, but after being here, it's a neat place. It's a neat park. It's definitely a structural feat, I guess. And it's the largest thing like this we have in the country, so I guess so.
okay. It's the
museum-
smallest national park.
Yeah, and the museum is really well done.
Yep.
You can tell it's brand new. It's really nice.
I think it's pretty cool. National park? I don't know. I mean, it's not
know,
up to me.
I know it's not a natural feature, but it's still
That's
pretty.
true. But it is really cool. It's really pretty, and this part of downtown St. Louis is really pretty.
Yes.
How did you like the arch?
It was so cool.
It's something that you had wanted to do.
Yes.
We made it a little bit of surprise. Bailey did end up seeing it on the GPS on our way here. And she's like, wait, we're going to the Gateway Arch? And we're like, yeah, surprise over. But
Surprise.
pretty cool. Pretty cool. So, how do you think the road trip / camping trip is coming along?
Pretty good. We've been making pretty good time. Last night was nice. Some mosquitoes. We haven't seen mosquitoes in a while. Lots
That's
in Florida.
true. That's true.
The weather's been really good.
Oh, it's
So
been perfect.
yeah, it's really nice to be warm and a little bit humid.
And, you know, we were going to, well, as we were planning this trip, we were going to either stay in some hotels on the way or throw up our tent. But at the KOAs we're looking at here, at least initially, the first couple campgrounds, is the tent site, and then to get one of their small, they call them camping cabins, it's about the same price.
Yeah, it's not
So-
that much difference.
Yeah, so while we're traveling, we're just not setting up the tent, but when we get to our destination, then we'll be dropping our tent and sleeping on the big old air mattress,
Yeah.
like you like.
I can't sleep on the ground.
All right, so Bailey,
Yeah.
when we get back to Larkspur, Colorado, and if your friends say they had some cool stuff they did or whatever, ask them, did you take a riverboat cruise on the Mississippi River?
Okay.
And then they'll be like, what's that? So what do you think? It's pretty cool, right?
Yes, it is.
I love seeing all the bridges and everything. It's really beautiful. So we spent some time in the old courthouse, which is a beautiful building, and it's part of the national park right here. And it's a tremendous amount of history. Natalie, what were you saying was the big thing that happened here?
So there's two slaves. We actually just learned about this. Bailey and I were studying it not that long ago in history, who escape out of the South and they get here, but their owners want them back in the South. So the statue of them, where they are granted their freedom.
So they stood trial right here, and they were given their freedom. Pretty cool. That's some pretty, you know, amazing history for our country, and a huge change. Probably this started the wheels rolling.
Good morning. We slept in another KOA cabin, kind of west St. Louis. And it was pretty good sleep. Tonight we're just getting up, making some coffee. It is raining a lot. Hopefully we drive out of the rain today into Nashville.
Well, this is home for the next couple of days. We're expected to have off and on rain for quite a while until we leave here. So, that being the case, we switched over. We started off here. We were coming to this campground. We have things to do here in Nashville. We started off renting a site for our Hummer and our trailer. Then we changed that to a tent site when the Hummer wasn't going to make it here and we couldn't pull the trailer here. And then with the weather being rain in the forecast for the next couple of days, pretty much off and on all day, every day for the next couple of days, Natalie just called like an hour ago and switched it over to a cabin. We got one of the last little cabins they have.
Yeah.
There's no kitchen in here or anything, but we do have a fridge, which is super cool.
It's been a trip.
It has been. We had so much rain coming from St. Louis to here. I will say maybe of zero rain time, maybe 30, 40 minutes.
Today?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
That's about it. And right now we pulled up in here and it stopped raining like right when we pulled up. So
Which is nice. We can actually unpack.
yeah, we can unpack.
What are we doing for dinner tonight?
What are we doing for dinner tonight?
Ooh, what?
I think it's going to be burgers.
Hamburgers?
Yes.
Ooh.
So how is the squaw working out, baby?
I really liked it.
Originally this had the disco cooktop to it, right?
Yeah.
The one that I camper made.
Yeah.
And we modified it.
Yeah.
So not everything that we modify is a disaster.
No, this is actually an improvement.
And that burger's burnt.
I'll eat it.
So the modification worked, but just not the one. The burgers look great. All right, well, dinner was really good. So, and get this, don't get excited, but get this. We are thinking about finding a way to go take our tent and actually camp. Not in a campground. Nope. Nope. Not like civilized people. We were thinking about taking our tent and our very limited gear that we have with us and going out to a forest road or a trail somewhere in this beautiful part of the country, because that's what we wanted to do. So we're trying to figure a way how to do that. What do you think?
I think it'd be fun.
We haven't made any decisions yet of where we're going to try to do this, and we're going to look at the weather too, because we're very limited on what we have. What do you think, Bailey?
I hope we don't get eaten by a bear.
A bear here?
Yeah.
The bears here are really small. We'll be okay. We're more likely to get eaten by a
possum?
A possum. It's over.
No!
I think you won that.